These speeches often create market volatility because any comments regarding the UK economy or future central bank decisions can impact the value of the British pound. Bitcoin isn't at its all-time high yet, but it's attracting a lot of attention in the ETF space. Remember that the possibility to reach these targets are really low. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Isaac Martinez, trader and analyst for XChief. Today we have a lot to cover, from the stock market's new all-time highs to Bitcoin's latest price movements and gold's historic surge past $2,700 per ounce. We'll also dive into the performance of altcoins and what to expect as we head into the next week. So whether you're trading Bitcoin, stocks or gold, stay tuned because this analysis is packed with valuable insights you won't want to miss. So let's start with the economic calendar. We start with Tuesday, October 22nd, 8:25 a.m. the GBP BOE Governor Bailey speaks. This is an important event because when the governor of the Bank of England speaks, the market tends to react. His remarks can provide clues about monetary policy, which includes things like interest rates and inflation. Traders will be listening closely for any hints about changes in these policies. Next fundamental, Wednesday, October 23rd, 3:30 p.m. GBP also, the Governor Bailey speaks. We'll have once again the Governor of the Bank of England is going to give another speech. These speeches often create market volatility because any comments regarding the UK economy or future central bank decisions can impact the value of the British pound. Next fundamental, Thursday, October 24th, 2:15 a.m. at the Eurozone, we will have the French Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI. The PMI, which is the Purchasing Managers Index, is an indicator of economic activity in the manufacturing and services sector. A higher number indicates that businesses are expanding, which is good for the economy. A lower number suggests a slowdown. These figures are important for traders following the euro as they reflect the health of the French economy. Next fundamental at 2:30 a.m. for the Eurozone 2, German Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI. Germany, as you know, is the largest economy in the Eurozone, so German PMI results are closely watched. The same principle applies here. A higher number suggests expansion, while a lower number indicates contraction. These numbers directly affect the value of the euro. Next fundamental, 3:30 a.m. Also for the GBP, UK Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI. As with the French and German data, traders will be looking at these numbers to gauge the economy health of the UK. It will bring volatility to the market, specifically to the GBP, so you need to stay put with this data. Next fundamental, and we're going to jump to 7:30 a.m. for the United States dollar, US unemployment claims. This weekly report shows how many people feel for unemployment benefits. It's an important indicator of the health of the US labor market. A high number may indicate economic issues, while a low number indicates a strong labor market. Employment data is key for investors because it influences Federal Reserve monetary policy, which in turn affects the value of the USD. 8:45 a.m. also for the United States dollar, US Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI. Like in other countries, this indicator reflects economic activity in the manufacturing and services. A high number is positive for the economy, while a low number suggests a possible slowdown. So if you are trading the US dollar, maybe you need to pay close attention to this indicator. And now let's head to the most important fundamentals of the week. And that's because financial markets ended the week strong, with stocks, gold and Bitcoin all trending higher. The SP 500 hit a new all-time high and gold surged past $2,700 per ounce for the first time in history. Market analyst Bloodgood pointed out that the overall economic situation is still in the Goldilocks zone, where everything seems just right. Major US stock indexes keep hitting new highs, and economic data like retail sales and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index beat expectations. This weakens the argument for a recession anytime soon. However, Bloodgood warned that volatility might spike as we get closer to the elections. Bitcoin isn't at its all-time high yet, but it's attracting a lot of attention in the ETF space. Since last Friday, there's been a 2.1 billion inflow into Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs have now surpassed $20 billion in total inflows for the first time, absorbing about 450 Bitcoin daily, which is roughly 48 days worth of mined supply. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF led the way with $470 million in inflows this past week, while Ethereum-focused funds, primarily from Fidelity, drew in $48.4 million. Bloodgood highlighted that geopolitical risks, especially in the Middle East, could benefit Bitcoin. If the situation escalates, oil prices could rise, which might hurt the US economy. But in that scenario, Bitcoin could outperform equities. He noted that increased money printing will boost Bitcoin's value further. As for gold, it continues its record-breaking rally, ending the session at $2,720 per ounce, a 1.04% gain. Another thing to watch is the US dollar index, which just crossed the key 103 level. If the dollar strengthens further, it could negatively impact risk on assets, but we'll have to see what happens next week. By the close of trading, the S&P 500, Dow Jones and Nasdaq all posted gains, finishing up to 0.40%, 0.09% and 0.63% respectively. Bitcoin bulls leveraged support at $67,000 and pushed the price up to $69,000 for the first time since July. Analysts are watching closely to see if it can break through the $70,000 resistance level. If Bitcoin closes about $70,000 to $71,000, it will officially enter bullish territory, as that would signal the breakdown of the lower highs structure that's been in place. However, analyst Alan Santana advised caution. He recommends not buying Bitcoin at resistance levels like $70,000. Instead, he suggests focusing on altcoins that are trading near support, as they tend to offer a better risk-reward ratio. Santana noted that if Bitcoin doesn't break $70,000, we could see additional growth, but a correction could happen at any time. Santana also pointed out that Bitcoin has been rising for over 75 days, so a correction is likely soon. He reiterated that buying should happen when Bitcoin is near support, not at resistance. Looking at the bigger picture, analysts at Trading Shot suggest that the next Bitcoin cycle peak could hit between $140,000 and $160,000, possibly by November 2025. They based this on Bitcoin's historical patterns and growth curves. Meanwhile, altcoins have been benefiting from Bitcoin's bullish momentum. Tokens like Ondo, WorldCoin, and Dogecoin saw double-digit gains. Dogecoin in particular jumped 12% after Elon Musk made comments about his proposed Department of Government Efficiency. This rally pushed Dogecoin to $0.134 for the first time since July. Now we head into the graphics, and the first thing we always analyze is the US dollar index. So the first thing you need to consider is that the US dollar index has been growing up, rising up its price, and it is highly possible that soon we will have a correction, a downward movement that can give us the possibility that most of the risk assets, like Bitcoin or maybe the S&P 500, the euro, that is related directly with the US dollar index, could have a bullish movement. Considering this scenario, I want you to put targets on the bearish side, targets for a bearish movement. So I have here three targets that could be useful for you. The first one is 102.176. Next one is 101.425. And the last one is 100.935. These are the three main targets I will have if I am considering that I will have a downward movement. On the other hand, if you are considering an upward movement, which is less possible to have, maybe you could consider that the targets for you should be trying to retest again the 103.725 point, and also we could consider these highs that are located at 104.447 and 104.799. If you are considering bullish targets for this week, remember that the possibility to reach these targets are really low. So don't forget that concept. We can continue now to the S&P 500, and as I mentioned you last week, we established a target at $5,860, and the price went there easily. If we draw a line, as you can see here, which is located near the level that we were considering for this week, you can see that once the price reached this target, we had a distribution, as you can see here. This distribution had a duration maybe between 8 to 12 hours, and after that the price touched the fair value gap here, and after the price touches the fair value gap, it was rejected to make a new upward movement. So basically this week we had two all-time highs for the SP 500, which is amazing considering the SP 500 has been rising its price and there is not a clear signal that we will have soon a correction for this index. If you want to keep considering bullish targets for this week, maybe the next one could be 5,907 with 42 cents. And if I activate a new level, which is 300%, maybe you can also consider $5,954. Really difficult to get into this level, but well, if we see how the SP 500 is developing its movement, it won't be like a surprise for us to see this week into any of these two targets that I'm showing to you. Next one, euro dollar. As we saw the last week, the euro dollar was really bearish with its structure. So maybe for this week we can maintain the same, but the problem here is that we have been only seeing a downward movement, leaving a lot of fair value gaps in its way. That means that the price of the euro USD could be soon having an upward movement to be efficient. So I would like to maintain these targets. They are located 10014, 1.10925, and 1.11230. Important to consider because they are fair value gaps with its respective 50% high sensitivity point of the fair value gap where you can see a reaction from the price. If you are considering a new downward movement, I will obviously consider the target that is located here at 1.08111 and also the one located here as the last low, which is in 1.07776. And to finish the analysis of the graphics, as you can see, Bitcoin has been doing a nice upward movement these last days. We established last week three main targets. The first one was $64,477. Next one was $65,115, and the last one was $70,000. And this last target is important because when the price breaks this target, it is highly possible that we can see a market structure shift in the daily and the weekly chart, and we will confirm only with that scenario a possible rally for Bitcoin. For this week, if you are considering bullish targets, I will be obviously considering the price of $70,000 in order to go to that price, maybe have a manipulation, and maybe we can see a correction for Bitcoin, which means also an opportunity for the people who didn't buy Bitcoin at a good price. And don't forget what the professional analyst commented in the fundamentals we saw in this video. They are telling that maybe Bitcoin is not the best cryptocurrency to buy right now because we are near the $70,000, which is near the all-time high. So professionals are telling that it is better to focus on altcoins. And that's it for today's analysis. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any futures updates. Also, if you're looking to trade all the assets we covered today, whether it's stocks, cryptocurrency, gold, or any other commodity, be sure to sign up with our broker XChief and start trading with the best tools in the market. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.